What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We got breaking news here on Super Bowl Sunday. Ben Johnson has a new offensive coordinator. It is Press Taylor. He is going to be promoted from pass game coordinator to OC. We'll have full analysis on that. Plus, want to dive into what this means for another member of this Bears coaching staff. But if you're up watching this early on a Sunday morning, you're a Bears freak just like I am. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. We are so close to 157,000 subscribers. I think we're less than 200 away. So lock us in. Super Bowl tonight. We got a video coming out after the Super Bowl as well. And then it's full off-season mode starting tomorrow. We've been in that mode for a bit now, but all 32 teams, you're already seeing, reports around the league regarding various situations and players, trade market, free agency. It's going to be fun. So we'll cover it all. Hit that subscribe button. All right, Press Taylor is now the offensive coordinator, was the pass game coordinator this past season. Of course, Declan Doyle landed the Baltimore Ravens play calling OC gig, and Taylor is on board. I've seen some of the online reaction. People out of Jacksonville, this is terrible. What a disaster. Question marks. This is not a typical OC job. I'm not saying it's not an important job. The players talked about Declan Doyle's importance to the team, but he's not going to call the plays. Ben Johnson is a rare head coach that not only calls plays, he also installs the running game. Well, Press Taylor was the pass game coordinator last year, and clearly Ben feels good about some of the stuff he provides from a pass game standpoint in terms of concepts or looks or whatever the case may be. The main part of his job is to do the stuff Ben Johnson doesn't have time to do. The video clip-ups for the next opponent in terms of, hey, this is where we can attack their defense, film stuff, all that. Being a bird's eye view during the game, up in the booth, and just some of the extra dirty work throughout the week. I'm not saying it's not an important job, but there's a reason Ben Johnson took a chance on a 28-year-old Declan Doyle, because you need someone who's willing to put in long hours and that he can trust more than you need an innovative play caller for this position. That's the whole point of this. So I'm not sitting here acting like it's not an important job. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter who the Bears OC is, but I'm not going to sit up here and dump on the Press Taylor promotion because things didn't go well in Jacksonville. A lot of coaches haven't done well in Jacksonville. It's kind of one of those franchises. It is what it is. I'm not going to freak out about it. He's not calling plays. If this was a play calling gig and they hired him, I would not be a fan of it because it did not go well when he did call plays in Jacksonville. But this guy is only 38 years old. He was a longtime Eagles assistant from 2013 to 2020. Those teams had a lot of success, including winning a Super Bowl in 2017 when he was the assistant quarterbacks coach. He was briefly with the Colts in 2021, Jags OC under Doug Pederson in 2022 to 24. That thing kind of just unraveled as a whole, especially for Dougie P. And then Ben Johnson hired him, and now he's promoted him. So, again, this is always going to be a hard job to kind of like deeply analyze how we feel about the hire. I think this is just that you got to trust Ben here because he needs someone he can trust for the role. This is a rare role where, Press Taylor will need to bring ideas and concepts and stuff like that, but this is Ben's show. And he needs help to run the show. So he needs people he can trust to do that. Clearly, he trusts Press Taylor. He's been on staff for a year. And sometimes, by the way, sometimes coaches don't do well in certain areas or in former jobs. They get a new opportunity, fresh scenery, and it goes better. Eric Bieniemy was a fantastic coach under Andy Reid for a long time. When he left him, it didn't go great. In Washington, mixed results as an OC. Goes to UCLA with his buddy Deshaun Foster. It was a disaster. Turns out that was probably just not an ideal fit. Comes here, is probably the best running backs coach in the league this year. Now he's back being Andy Reid's offensive coordinator. Sometimes fit matters. Sometimes where you are, the people you're surrounded by, makes a big difference in any area of life. So I'm not going to bury the Press Taylor hire. Hopefully his shortcomings, whatever went wrong in Jacksonville, I'm sure Ben dug into that, A, last year, and B, this year. And he feels comfortable about pressing forward with Press Taylor. So I'm going to trust and lean on Ben Johnson's judgment here. He's done a hell of a job hiring coaches up to this point in time. And now Press Taylor is his offensive coordinator. It's a great opportunity for him because if he does a good job and if the Bears offense is good, we just saw what happened with Declan Doyle, a completely unproven commodity, especially as a play caller. Even though his play calling experience hasn't necessarily been good, I think if this offense does well, Press Taylor will be on a list of coaches who could get a play calling gig next year. He's not even 40 yet. So great opportunity. I'm not going to have negative feelings about this promotion. I think I'm going to trust on Ben Johnson's judgment here because he's given us no reason up to this point to not trust in what the hell he's doing. Okay, I do want to talk about another staffer here in a moment, but first, let's get you started on today's sponsor because, guys, the big game is here. We are like 10 hours away. Get going with PrizePicks right now. There's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than on PrizePicks, where it always feels good to be right. The big game, it's just hours away. That also means it's your last chance to get in on the football action before next season. To close the season outright with PrizePicks by getting $50 instantly in lineups once you play your first $5. New feature alert, early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a good start, you can cash out early sometimes with PrizePicks. They'll let you know if you are eligible to do that. So take advantage of that opportunity as well. Big game max discount, half a passing yard for Drake May. Obviously, you take the more on that, pair that with something else, boom, you're qualified for a lineup. 2 to 6 player lineups, take more or less on their stat projections. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use our code CLNS to get $50 in lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. That is code CLNS to get $50 in lineups once you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it feels good to be right. It's good to be right. Okay, Will Lawing. It's unclear now to me where he lands on this coaching staff. So Ben Johnson played college football with this guy, Will Lawing, at UNC in the mid-2000s. He's bounced around for a while. He's basically followed Bill O'Brien most of his coaching career. He was Bill O'Brien's OC at Boston College last season, and the Bears reportedly hired him a few weeks ago to this staff, but the position was TBD. The thought was he was in the mix to be the OC, and I'm sure he was. Does he just get the pass game coordinator job that Press Taylor leaves behind? Does he just become a quality control coach? Does someone else get promoted? Like a thought I had, does Jim Dre, who's been here a while, he's survived multiple coaching staffs, does he get promoted to pass game coordinator, and does Will Lawing become the tight ends coach? I doubt you'd want to mess with what you got going on at tight end right now with Colston Loveland ascending, but that was another thought I had. Obviously, they filled the running back coach position with Eric Studesville, so he's not going to be the running backs coach. So that is one thing they've got to figure out. But I'm sure part of the agreement when they hired was like, hey, you'll be on this staff somewhere. And I think more than anything, Lawing wanted to jump back into the NFL and have a chance to coach with his buddy, Ben Johnson. So not too concerned about that. It's just a matter of what the role ends up actually being. So I'm sure we'll find out. Usually when teams' coaching staffs are finalized, the teams will like tweet it out, like a link to here's the 2026 Bears coaching staff. So once the Bears do that, if it hasn't been reported on by then, we will know exactly what Will Lawing's role is. But for now, we do not know what that is, as Press Taylor has gotten the offensive coordinator position. Also, that means Connor Sanger did not land the job. He's interviewed for a bunch of different jobs across the league, QB coach, etc. Maybe he's a bad interview. Maybe he's just not ready. I don't know. But I was intrigued by him. He seems like an up-and-comer, but Ben decided to go in-house on this one. And again, this is a job you need someone you trust. And Declan was an outsider last year, but so was pretty much everyone because it was his first year on staff. Entering a critical year two, clearly he has full faith and trust in Press Taylor. So that is the direction he has gone in here. Let me know how you guys feel about the Press Taylor promotion. Grade the higher, A, B, C, D, or F. I'll just give it a B. Again, I think it's a hard one to grade and to analyze because it's not a typical OC job. And, I'm going to trust with Ben Johnson. So I'll go B for Ben Johnson. I'll trust him here on this one. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the way out. Oh, by the way, producer Cullen is on his way to Santa Clara. He ended up buying a Super Bowl ticket. So he's taking the red eye back tonight, and he'll be live with us tomorrow. So I'm sure he'll have plenty of stories to tell. I'm excited about that. But Super Bowl Sunday, enjoy it tonight. Seahawks, Pats. Give me the Seahawks 24-17. Shout out to my guy Colin. Hopefully his squad wins. And we'll see you guys tonight with an episode right after the Super Bowl. And, of course, we'll have content tomorrow. Bear down.